Turn around and look at me. Hello, my name's Tragic O'Hara. We're on our way to Musselburgh. I thought it was Edinburgh, but it's just outside Edinburgh, Musselburgh. I say we because I'm not in here by myself, because I can't see two hands, someone's holding a camera. My friend, and I use that term lightly, Devon, is coming with me up to Musselburgh today. I'm waiting for the National Trust, and I'm a bit, see if I'm honest, I'm a bit nervous about it. So I'm genuinely, like this is like a national organisation. What's the speed limit here? 80. And I'm painting for the National Trust today, and I'm painting a Kingfisher on a gate. There's Kingfishers in this part where I'm painting, so we're going to paint one kind of coming at the water. I don't really got a plan in mind, I just thought it'd be a good idea just going on a wee trip with my pal Devon, who's a photographer, and I'll keep your thingy, your handle. Is this incriminating in any way? Am I going to get?
I don't know. I was thinking that. I didn't do yours going to get done.
This is the plan of attack. The plan of attack is I need to prep the gates. I've got staplers and I've got sandpaper and all that sort of stuff. So on my way, how fast was that guy going? Basically, scrape it all, prime it all, prep the whole thing, paint up. Don't know if I'm going to doodle grid yet. Depends how big it is. Paint it up, and then I'm going to lacquer it because it's metal. I'm going to cut a stencil, so I've brought acetate with me, and I've got a cutting mat and stuff, but I'll do that in the back of the car basically when it's finished to put the National Trust logo on it, because I like painting wildlife and birds and animals and stuff like that. Animals. Animals.
I think you're struggling there.
No, but I'm struggling, but it's very nice for you to point that out to me. That was good, yeah. So all I've got with me is, I don't know what that is, what's that called? It's like a sandpaper block and a paint scraper, just to get the dirt and the old paint off, and then we'll give it a coat with that, the metal primer, and then it'll be good to paint. So it's coming off better with that than it is with this. This feels a bit more, maybe for those hard to reach areas. This is my favourite bit. Apparently there's Kingfisher, I think it's in there.
Loads of them.
So I'm going to doodle grid it because I'm a big fearty. What?
You never said you weren't thinking about doing it. So.
I said it in the motor.
Oh, did you?
I did say it in the motor. If I didn't say it in the motor, I don't know whether I'm going to doodle grid of this or no. But if I'm honest, I'm nervous in case I make a mistake. I'm going to doodle grid it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to doodle grid it in with green, because the background's green, so it'll be easier to paint over the background with the green, is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to doodle grid it. I'm going to doodle grid it. So I've done a couple of, well, I've done one tutorial about how to use the doodle grid. I kind of use the same things all the time, but the majority I'll always have a Wu-Tang shield in there. Not only because I love them. What was that? There's a frog! Cool, man. So not just because I love the Wu-Tang, but see, because there's so many points, like it's so much easier to draw that stuff, because when you just do a square you've only got 4, but with the Wu-Tang shield you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, did I count them all right? You've got more than 4. That was all sketched out with a grey dot. I started sketching with the soft cap that comes with the Montana stuff, but the grey dot, I feel like I can get better lines, like see like, things like that, like more kind of painting in the way and more definition when I'm doing that sort of stuff. So I don't really know what I'm doing with the water, but I'm just working on it. I done that bubble at the beginning, try and figure out how it would look. With this I'm not sure, I think I need to put some green in it somewhere to make it look like it's transparent, but I'm just kind of, all with the angle of the can, trying to get more kind of like that sort of thing. Like see there, that would need like a bit of blue in it now, like to try and get the, like I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just kind of messing about until I get it right. Or if it doesn't look right, I'll just need to look like that. I was going to stencil the logo. I brought acetate. I always bring acetate, and I've got my wee transitite knife, and I've got I always carry a stencil, I don't know what you call it, a wee cutting mat. So I was going to stencil it, but I can't be bothered because I'm tired. So I'm just going to freehand it, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, you'll see me in 15 seconds cutting a stencil. That's it, finished. Thanks very much to the National Trust for asking me to come along and paint. There's Kingfishers over there. This has been locked now, so we can't get in. We were speaking to some older gentlemen that said they've seen one. It's a big deal if you see one. We've seen none because we're working. Thanks to Devon, who's holding the camera now, for filming. So you can get me at Mr. Tragicoara on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be doing loads of other stuff like this. Thank you very much.